Hi, this is Rebecca and Kelsey. We're the co-founders of Orange Marketing, and we're here today to talk about all of our founders' favorite subject. And what is that, Kelsey?
All the software as a service founders that we work with want to know the answer to the biggest question of all, which is how fast can we build a sales pipeline?
Well, let's not keep them in suspense, Kelsey. How long does it take to build a sales pipeline?
I know nobody's really going to like the answer, but we really have to tell you it depends. But hopefully we can give you a few reasons how you can speed it up.
Yep, so we want to talk today about critical success factors to building a pipeline quickly, which we know is every founder's goal. So the very first thing we'd like to talk about is budget. And Kelsey, what do you have to say about budget? How much should they spend?
So the more the better, sadly, but it's not for the reason that you think. It really is so that you can learn faster. So a lot of times budget can only get you so many clicks or so many leads. And just like in high school math, you have to remember that you need statistical significance. So if you use a smaller budget, it'll take longer to build up the number that you need in order to be able to make a definitive difference and choose an answer. So you can accelerate that by spending more.
Thank you. And so another factor in building a successful pipeline is something that we actually require before we start working with any of our clients. We require a partnership between sales and marketing, and that sales and marketing are going to work on building a pipeline together, and that the company isn't hiring marketing to manufacture leads out of thin air and sales is going to scurry around and sell. They have to work together and give each other feedback on what's most effective, what's working, what's not working, and hold each other accountable. That is truly a key success factor.
So along those same lines, Rebecca, besides having sales and marketing work together, the executive leadership needs to be involved in the process. So they need to act as an executive sponsor and hold everybody accountable and be involved in what the metrics look like.
Another factor in building a pipeline quickly is the willingness to use multiple channels to try and develop leads, what we call marketing qualified leads. And when we say multiple channels, Kelsey, why don't you talk a little bit about what multiple channels means and why it's so important?
If you talk to me for any length of time, you're going to hear me talking about the pancake stack. And I refer to the pancake stack as multiple tactics layered on top of one another. And these could be things like paid media, Google Ads, promoted content on LinkedIn, air cover, as we call it, from display advertising. It could be earned media from PR or articles that are written about you in trade publications. Or, of course, we're a big fan of owned media, which would be your own content that you're pushing out and that you're controlling all of the messaging for. But there's quite a large variety of these tactics, dozens and dozens and dozens, and you keep adding pancakes to the stack in order to have more chances of success.
And how quickly can you add those channels in, Kelsey? Can you just implement them all the day you arrive?
Well, you could if you had enough resources, right? So it just takes time and money. And, time is a factor for most of these folks, and as is know-how. So you need to have somebody on your team who knows how to set them up. And then it's kind of as fast as they can go. We tend to add about one a month or so. But, you could go faster if you had resources.
Yeah. And so that brings us to one of our, I think it's nearly our last critical success factor, and it has to do with metrics and measuring. We'll talk about examples from our clients, but it's really important to measure across the channels, see what's most effective, and you want to measure everything coming in through the top of the funnel, and you want to see what is finally ending up as a sales qualified lead and which channels converted. And it's really, really important so you know how to allocate your budget and how to double down.
So stay tuned for our next videos where we're going to talk about some specific examples of companies that we've worked with and how these success factors have lined up for them. See you next time.